wait.
Oh, sorry. I hit the button. Okay, we are live, everybody. We got the green light. We got the green light. We got the green light. We got Bahzad.
What? Me?
I'm Bahzad.
I'm Risa.
You're Risa. That's right.
I get confused.
I get confused sometimes. Welcome, everybody. It's the Naked and Famous Denim live stream. Your weekly dose of raw denim news, previews, rants, all kinds of things. I'm just getting started for the day. The brain is just warming up, trying to lubricate it a little bit with some coffee. So once you guys get me going, we're gonna get going. It's gonna be a fun one today.
I think so.
I'm gonna start it off with snack time today. Will be good. We found a weird one.
It's interesting.
Yeah, we're going to have a good time with that one, I think. So, you definitely want to stick around to the end. You want to watch the entire thing, because this is the greatest raw denim live stream in the entire universe. This is the one you guys have made the correct choice of being here with us tonight or this morning, depending on where you are in the world. It is currently 8 a.m. here in Japan, 7 p.m. Eastern if you're in the eastern part of the world. And if you're anywhere else, it's your time. But it's our time. Raw Denim live stream, checking in. Let's check in with the chat. Alex Shreel, make more sand flannels in between sizes medium and large. What would a size in between medium and large be?
I think maybe he means that he wants more units in medium and large.
Okay. Wakarimashita. Understood. Okay. Noted. Writes W5. Hello from Birmingham, UK. Welcome, my friend. Good to see you in the house. Tova Cobra writes, I received my Jotaros in the mail yesterday. They are my first 20-ounce denim, and they are so dense and sturdy, they feel like they could stop a bullet. Fun fact, they will not, in fact, stop a bullet.
Yeah.
But they are heavy duty. I do want to see one day how many layers of denim or how many jeans it would take to stop a bullet. I've seen like these YouTube guys. They have like some frying pans. You know, like some company sent us like their indestructible frying pan, and we'll see how indestructible it is. And then they'll like line up like 20 of them, and they'll like fire a gun on it and see how many it takes. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm like, it would be kind of neat to see.
And would it take? So if you have like however many 20-ounce jeans, like would it take double if you're using 10-ounce jeans, or maybe more than a double?
Right. Yeah, it'd be fun to know. I there was once a guy, I forget what his name was, but he basically made like a baseball cannon, and he wanted to see how many catcher's mitts it would take to stop this like just stupendously fast pitch that the cannon would throw out. But yeah, if anyways, I gotta maybe arrange that with one of these channels, these destruction channels, to see how much punishment our denim can take. That'd be kind of fun to watch. Alex writes, Mythbusters, yeah. Something like that. How many jeans does it take to stop a bullet? Everybody, put your guesses in the chat now.
Will Kevlar jeans require less?
Right. Or heavyweight, yeah. Or like, do you stack them all together in like one gigantic stack, or do you separate them? Like, you know, like a little bit of distance between each one of them.
Yeah, I wonder how it would work. Like, is that better?
Yeah.
I have
or like a 50-meter roll of denim. Would that stop a bullet? And like how many? I feel like it would, because that thing is like super thick. And like what size of bullet would it stop? Like a handgun, maybe it would not make its way through, but like a big one, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyways, these are the questions for the people who destroy things. Maybe we'll find out one day. I think it'd be cool. Okay. Here's a question. I don't know if it's a question, but Lowry Bauer writes, what's your guys' philosophy on wearing the denim you already have, even if it's low quality, versus buying more and new stuff? My philosophy is if you enjoy wear the jeans that you enjoy. Yeah. It doesn't matter if they're low quality, and
if you feel comfortable in them,
enjoy them.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to buy new stuff. Like, we sell jeans, but you don't have to buy jeans all the time. Wear the jeans that you got. If the jeans that you got are from the mall and you enjoy them, and even, they don't even have to be, they could be from anywhere, it doesn't matter. If you enjoy them and they're comfortable on you and you like the way they look and they suit your style, wear them. If you want something new, if you want something different, if those jeans have worn out, maybe you're turning a new leaf, those jeans aren't raw denim, you want to get into the raw denim world, then maybe it's time for a pair of raw jeans. But yeah, you don't have to get something if you don't feel the need for it.
Yeah,
right.
For sure. It's just it's like, I hate having to wear things that I don't like. That feeling is just the worst.
Yes.
So avoid that feeling.
Yeah. Avoid that feeling. Enjoy your life. I have to say, enjoy. Look, I'm old enough and I'm maybe financially secure enough that I don't have to. I mean, look, I can't buy a Ferrari, but
life is short.
Yeah, like I feel like I've come to the point where, like, when I was younger, I felt like the need to struggle a little bit. Like, number one, I didn't have any money, but like, you didn't feel like. I felt like I always had to get like the most maximum for every penny I spent. Right? Everything was like this big research deal, and I still research products a lot. But sometimes I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna get it. Like I'm like, I don't need to like research every single little detail about something or try to determine if this is the greatest value I'm ever gonna get out of something. Sometimes if I just like it, I like it, and I'm gonna enjoy it. And I've only got 40 or so years left on the planet. We all live. I turned 40 the other day, so I figured,
Turning point.
Turning point. So I'm gonna try to
pass 100.
I hope so. But if I don't, I just want to enjoy all the things that I can enjoy for as much time as I have left. And
also, when you're like 95, you can't enjoy a lot of things.
Right. So while I can, I'm gonna invest in the things that bring me the most joy, and and even if it's kind of a frivolous purchase. Sometimes those frivolous purchases bring me a lot of joy. That's it. I'm the rest of the way, the rest of the ride. I'm gonna try to make it as comfortable and smooth as possible. And I would encourage you guys to do that as well. I definitely did spend a lot of my days just really, what's the cheapest hotel? What's the cheapest this? What's like, and odds are, you're going to leave a little bit of money left over at the end of your life, hopefully to your family, and hopefully you do, right? But, for here and there, if you spent a little bit more, maybe you would have got a lot more out of the experience.
Well, I also kind of have this, like, especially recently, things are, like, going up in price every year. So I kind of have this, like, a little bit of a regret not buying something that, that was cheaper. Because, like, by waiting, I wasn't going to get a better deal. I was going to get a worse deal.
Right. That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
So, look, don't go broke. Don't go broke. But, yeah, BD writes it. It is Treat Yourself Day. Treat yourself.
Treat yourself. That is a great motto.
It. David Reyes. It is. Don't go broke over it. But if the much better thing is only a little bit more money, spend that money. Do it. Enjoy every aspect. Look, if you spend a little bit more money on a pen, but you're going to like this pen, you're going to like it a lot more than that dollar pen that you're not going to care about, then buy the pen that you want to buy because it's nice, it clicks nice, you just like the way it looks. It brings you a little bit more joy. That joy is worth your money.
Yeah. Also, you, like, when you're buying cheap stuff, like, you end up with, like, way more stuff that you don't want in your home.
Absolutely.
And that's not good.
Yeah. Like, if just good example, with jeans. if you could buy 3 pairs of crappy mold, sorry, I shouldn't call it crap. Sometimes they're fine. If you could buy 3 pairs of jeans and you're like, oh, these are all right, versus 1 pair of jeans that you're like, you are in love with and it costs you more. That's not to say that like you can't find jeans that you're in love with that are cheap either. I'm just saying that if you, especially with raw jeans, because you can wear them every day. So if you could wear something really nice that you enjoy every single day, isn't that worth your money? Isn't the bang for buck in terms of like cost per wear like way better in that sense, instead of buying frivolous things here and there? Anyways, you guys be your own accountants, but I'm gonna enjoy.
No, don't be your own accountant. Hire an accountant.
Hire an accountant, but do what's best. Do what's best for you. Enjoy yourself, and yeah, I highly encourage enjoying and treating yourself. Angela writes, was in a vintage shop this week, and I found a brand new untouched pair of Naked Famous Momotaro jeans. It was such a cool find, but sadly they were size 29, skinny guy. I hope they go to a good home. That's a good find. That's a very old pair of jeans. Brand new. Yeah, well, you know what? Thank you for leaving that for somebody who would enjoy it. Sometimes, I've been in the situation where, sometimes I buy stuff on, sought after items online, limited edition release, and, maybe the item gets sold out right away. Good example, there's this device called Analog Pocket. It's like a little, like a type of Game Boy type of little device. And I really love them. And every time they come out with a new color, which they have been recently, I try to buy one. And they have a limit, 2 per customer, and they sell out within minutes. Always. Anytime there's a release, they always sell out within minutes. And luckily, every time there's a release, I've been able to snag one. But I only buy one. I know I could buy 2, and I know I could buy 2, flip the other one, and have it pay for the one that I bought. But I don't do it. I let it because I figure that there's other people out there who want to buy this for themselves. They're not looking to flip it. They're not looking to create this, reseller market.
Yeah, it's a douche move.
Yeah, it's a D-bag move, right?
Yeah.
It's
if you know you're not going to use it. I mean, if you buy it thinking that you're going to use it and end up not using it and selling it, that's fine. Yeah. It's just if you know, then don't do it.
But, look, I appreciate you leaving those jeans for somebody. Hopefully, they'll find that jean and they'll be able to enjoy it. Maybe some other reseller will come and get it and snag it and sell it for more. Who knows?
I don't think it's that sold off.
Maybe, if it's been there for that long. Very good. Joy Decay, can you please bring back the Raver Guy fit with the 50-inch leg opening? Looking at the way... sometimes I watch these, YouTube videos and, streetwear in New York and things like that. And some of the outfits the young guns are wearing, I'm like, yeah, the Raver Guy might actually work in New York. I just wonder how long this Y2K trend is going to hang around for. I don't know. For girls, I guess it's one thing. For guys, it's another thing. I don't see. To be fair, when you see these YouTube channels, sometimes you're looking for the most eccentric of everybody. So in real life, I don't really see anybody wearing those, even in Japan.
Yeah, and it's also our aim is to make things that would last a long time, not just in quality, but also in style. So, I don't know. I think making something really, weird because it's a little bit trendy, I think that's not our style. Right. It's a little too much. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyhow. And, as a consumer, you might want things like that, but, as a brand, we got to think about how many are we going to sell, how long are we going to, do this, and how does it reflect on us as a brand, too, so. Yeah, jumping on every little trend sometimes is, and it's not really where you want to be. Yeah, as a brand, it's hard. And it's... Because sometimes we want to have fun, too. We want to do something crazy. And we do, but like in a way that it's true to a brand.
Yeah, right. Has to be authentic, a little more authentic. And like maybe, what does that even mean? Like when those jeans were around, those super wide legs, they weren't just jeans, but you know they made them in all kinds of fits, all kinds of fabrics. But that era didn't last very long. I feel in my head. Maybe 2 years, 3 years of like high school. It was really the end of high school where that style hung around for. So, you know, when you think about like the eras of like vintage, I feel like, you know, even bootcut jeans, like 60s and 70s style bootcut jeans, like that, or like flares, like those lasted a while. Right? And like everything that you kind of see now in terms of like, oh, this is a vintage fit, this is a vintage fit, like those fits kind of were really big staples for a long time.
Like everybody had it.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like, you know, slim jeans, like skinny jeans.
Yeah.
Like
that era was just, the era of dominance was so long.
It's
so
hard to find people, you know, under the age of a certain age that did not own a pair of slim fit jeans, even if they don't wear it anymore. But yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know if it'll. It certainly won't come back in a way, and it hasn't come back in a way where like adults and like regular people are wearing them. To be fair, when they were around, you know, it was definitely a young teenage, you know,
it was
raver thing,
too,
right?
Yeah.
Even if you were a skater, you wore baggy jeans. I don't know if you wore like the super wides. The ones that were really the widest.
You can't skate in them.
Yeah. But they did, I don't know. There were certainly skaters who had that was kind of part of the look. But I feel like
baggy
it was
jeans, but like I don't know, not lavered.
Yeah. The ravers, that's who are really wearing jeans, like the really wide stuff. That's super wide with the Adidas shell toes. I would wear a visor. Oh man, my visor days, those were great. You know what, I think I have do I have a picture? I gotta see, hold on, I might have a picture.
All right, you might have a picture. That will be, I don't think I've seen it. That's gonna be interesting. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Okay. Sorry, I'm not very good at reading these chats. The raver guy and boot guy would 1000% work for the younger generation like myself. Cowboy boots and raver culture is heavily on the rise. Yeah, like I see it, and some guys like look cool. Like I think boot cut is one thing. Boot cut is still part of like a, you know, jean culture. Like it's not a trend. It's like, you know, like there are people who's never given up on bootcut jeans. Like they're just wearing because they wear boots or whatever. But raver cut, I don't know. That might be a little too much in my opinion. I watched Idle Hands last night. 1999 wasn't as bad as I remembered. I don't know what Idle Hands is. Is that a movie? But yeah, 1999 wasn't... You know, when we were in the 90s, we thought... 90s and 2000, especially I think 2000s, like early 2000s, like we thought that like, oh, like our generation doesn't have like the iconic, you know, look.
No picture.
Oh, well,
yeah.
Maybe you look for it
yeah.
harder.
Right. Maybe later.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I remember thinking that, oh, this generation doesn't have like a cool, iconic trend that we can pass on to like to the next round. But then we ended up having, you know, the look. Yeah.
I mean, the last look of this, like, the last era, I'm thinking, is, like, skinny sweatpants.
Right.
The athleisure.
Yeah, that's like
that's
2010.
That's a this generation.
Yeah.
unique outfit.
Yeah.
Even right, and like how unique is it? I mean, the 80s had like the the aerobics kind of look,
Yeah.
but
I mean, it's true. Like, when you were living it and you have just lived it, it's like not cool. It's lame. But
Right.
After a certain amount of time, you feel nostalgic towards it. I
Right.
guess. But
right, to some degree, yeah. It's just that super wide every now and then, like it always pops up as a meme, and you just see it. Oh, these wide jeans are coming back. I'm like, they're not really. Like for the few companies that might be making that stuff right now, I'm sure they have like a small audience that like they're able to operate with. But how long is that going to last, and how many of those super wides does the average customer in that demographic own? I don't know. I can't imagine much. BD, Idle Hands is a great movie. Yeah, with Jessica Alba and Seth Green, I think it is. Clothes were great, and not in a nostalgic way, better than memory served. A lot of those late 90s teen movies were just great in terms of, like, they might not have even realized how... I mean, I guess any movie has that sort of feeling, but it's kind of fun to watch these older movies where that was our age growing up, and just seeing the outfits and being kind of very nostalgic for them. Because I also feel like what you saw in some of these movies and shows were very normal, right? It didn't look like they were mega wardrobed up, right? So, and some of the outfit, maybe you didn't see even recognizable brands, but just the general aesthetic was like, oh yeah, that's very now in a way. Sometimes I see, young people, out and about, and I'm like, man, it's like a time machine. I'm at the age where I'm like, I'm looking at some of these, they're 20 years old or something like that. I'm like 18, and I'm like, you could have picked you up and dropped you off in 1990, and you look that's exactly what we wore. And like, they've done a great job of it. And I think it also helps, like, a lot of, especially Nike, they have a lot of these, like, obviously throwback models. So when they're putting these outfits together, it's straight up, like, from the 90s.
Though, like, I was thinking the other day, like, in America, both men and women are, like, kind of young men and women are, like, into this 90s trend. But in Japan, like, girls, like, there are certain girls, like, not majority, but girls are into that. But guys, they're all, like, they're all, like, K-pop. They all, I think it's mostly because of the hair, but it's so K-pop that I can't, it's a weird disconnect between men and women.
Yeah, the guys here are very K-pop these days.
Yeah. It's overwhelming me. Like, they're not, like, K-pop fans. They're just, like, the guys in their 20s right now, like, or, like, maybe from, like, 17 to 22 or whatever age range, they all have the same haircut.
Yeah.
And they all kind of look the same.
Yeah. I just sometimes...
And they also act the same.
Yeah. I'm sure it's for same as every generation. Like, when we were growing, our boy bands were, NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. And, like, I would say that when we were growing up, the guys were very much like, oh, we don't listen to that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that, no, we don't listen to that. We don't like that. Like, but I do feel like when you look back at the outfits and the styles that they had, I'm like, yeah, we all dressed like that. Like, we were we all, like, whether we were influenced by them or it was just the time, right? Like, we all, there was a sporty one, there was a hip hop one. Like, I mean, obviously, whoever was doing their wardrobes, like, really had a they had their finger on the button. They knew it was going, finger on the pulse. They knew what was going on. But yeah, we all I think we were all influenced by that. But I think K-pop style is very distinctive as K-pop style. Mm-hmm. And instead of it coming from like the street, right? It is a very polished, manufactured look, and then it is odd. It's different, at least, that there's a generation of guys who are like, oh, I want to be like the K-pop boys.
Yeah, but it's also like K-pop girls are more like, some of them dress Y2K, like they're that trend. So like they're kind of with the time, whereas K-pop boys are not like, they're not dressing like it's 1998.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
it's I'm not sure. Very different. David Reyes, I was Harajuku 50s style. I don't know what Harajuku's 50s style was.
Maybe the start of that, the whole culture.
When did Harajuku become a thing?
I think, around, like, I don't know, 60s, 70s, 70s maybe?
Right.
Like, I know that it was already, like, a fashion place when, like, my mom was young or whatever.
Right.
So, I would say 60s, 70s.
Right. Interesting.
The economy was, like, it wasn't interested in fashion until, after the war. So, like...
That's true.
Yeah.
Snuff Spoon, Elephant 12 True Guy. When? Soon. It's in the warehouse.
Yes, we confirmed that.
Yeah, it's in the warehouse. We have like a mountain of deliveries. Actually, let me just look up something. Because we did just get also a bunch more True Guys in the warehouse. So you can expect the following True Guys before Christmas. So on top of all of our other releases that we've got planned, we have the Elephant 12 True Guy coming. There's an 11-ounce stretch selvage True Guy, the core indigo selvage True Guy, duck canvas True Guy, khaki green duck True Guy, black by gray stretch selvage True Guy, indigo stretch selvage True Guy, and then deep indigo stretch selvage True Guy. So that's what's arrived in our warehouse in the last little bit. So those still need to be photographed, measured, put online. So there's a bunch of new True Guy options coming. We'll have the release information, ready when it's ready. So just know that it's on its way. Also, Alien Wayfarer writes, Elvira in the house yet? Elvira is in the house.
It's coming out next Friday.
It's going to come out next Friday. So, yeah, Elvira's in the house. It's on the website, on the internet. So if you go to tateandyoko.com, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, you can click on it right here. You can get a little preview of what is to come. Measurements are probably not up yet, but I know they are working on them this weekend. But for now, you can at least see the product. We'll have some more photos and a video ready for you on lundi, which is French for Monday. Check it out. Look at that. Looks really great. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, purple weft. Very, very cool. All right, so there you have it. That's some release announcements for you. Snuff Spoon writes, my girlfriend and I are going to watch Elvira tonight. Excited to check it out. Good. Yeah. I'm glad. Elvira, Friday Mistress of the Dark. On Friday the 13th. That's a good call. Good move. Yeah. Juan Puedo writes, B-Day shout out. My B-Day birthday is on the 18th, Wednesday. Fantastic.
That's also my dad's birthday.
There you go. A lot of birthdays, important birthdays on the 18th. There you have it. Juan, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Joy Decay, what's the weight on the Elvira's? 16 ounce. 16 ounce. And then Juan Roa writes, Elvira won't be in women's fits. Well, we won't have it in women's, but if the measurements work, the measurements work. Don't be, we list everything as men's and women's, but jeans are jeans. You know, they if they work for you, they work for you. I'm sure there's some ladies in the audience right now who will attest that they are wearing our super guy, our weird guy, our easy guy right now. We have all kinds of ladies wearing our men's jeans. We have all kinds of guys wearing our women's jeans. It really doesn't matter. What fits you is what fits you. Now, I understand that on our men's side, we start at around 27, 28. So there are some sizes that we don't accommodate for. Luckily, as ladies, sometimes you get away with wearing things a little bit looser. And
sure. And also just think about the hips. Like you like no matter what, if you're a woman wearing men's jeans, your waist is probably going to be a lot looser than you want it to be, because you have to fit into the butt of the jeans.
Yeah.
So it's just, you just have to live with a belt.
Right. And no problem. Or you could take that into a tailor and they can cinch that up for you. No problem. Stuff Spoon, can men wear women's fits? Absolutely. I kind of want to get the classic fit, just not sure how to work with the hip area. There's a little heart that's like hiding at the bottom of my comment section. I can't see it. Hip area, something. Women's fits look bigger. Just follow the measurements, and if it works for you, it works for you.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a bunch of guys who wear classic. I think classic is the go-to fit for men.
Yeah.
Open to trying on women's fit. It's higher rise, and the waist is smaller than the hip, so you're gonna have a lot of room in the hip probably, but try it.
Yeah. But if you are just, if you are looking for a straight leg, then True Guy might also work just as well for you. So compare the measurements. Look, jeans are jeans. Everything is for everyone to some degree. If it works, it works. Where are my Arrow boys at, Venomous Teddy? Yeah, the Arrow could work for you as well.
Yeah. Arrow's more skinnier in legs, but...
Yeah, like Super Guy would be kind of the equivalent-ish.
Yeah, but like even with True Guy to Classic, Super Guy to Arrow, like I think the rise is higher and the pocket is a little bit shorter.
Right.
Like the front pockets are shorter. I think back pockets are the same size.
Yeah, that's the men's back pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Do you.
Yeah.
Whatever you like, we support it. Okay, there's a question. Juan Puedo, can I size up on the Joseph Joestar since there is stretch? I don't know if they will fit bigger. Thinking of gifting those for myself for my birthday. Can I size up on the Joseph Joestar since they stretch? Can I size up? You can size up as much as you like, as long as they fit. I don't like giving general size up, size down advice. Get the size that works for you. And that means following the measurement guide, measure the jeans that you own already that fit you well. I would also urge you to get a size that maybe, if the jeans that you have at home right now are snug, maybe get a jean that has a little bit of extra room in the waist. So whether that means size up, it could be size up too. Just find the measurements that will give you that extra room that you might want. I would say that having, like, I put on a pair of the kimono print Weird Guys the other day, and I put them on in a 33, and the 33 was, like, I had a good amount of room in the waist, and I'm like, these feel great. Usually, like, you can wear jeans so many different ways, but sometimes just having that extra room really makes things a lot more comfortable. Yeah. And sometimes the fit issues that you see with a pair of jeans come from them not being the right length. So just make sure that when you even if the jeans are a little big, if the hem is falling to the floor or bunching up and making the rest of the jeans stack up all the way, up your leg, you're not going to see how that jean really fits on you. So just make sure that you maybe you roll it or you cuff it so that the bottom of the hem isn't like pushing all the rest of the fabric up. Then you'll get a better idea of how those jeans are going to look on you, even if they're a little bit big. Now, jeans you can wear a little bit big. Look at
Yeah.
all those old, pictures of, the early guys wearing jeans. Nobody wore slim jeans.
Yeah,
They all look
they were
cool.
Suspenders.
Yeah.
Those are cool looks.
Right. Jake Clausian, do you have any idea on the post-shrink measurements of the King of Slub 2 Easy Guy? I got a pair, but I think I need to size up before I soak. I don't have it yet. I'm waiting for measurements from my team so that we can do the post-shrink guide. I have to ask Brandon for the update. He was supposed to send that to me on Tuesday. Brandon, if you're watching, I know you are. I need those measurements. Customers are waiting.
Yeah, but just so you know, those are just like reference.
Yeah.
So don't take it like literally.
Yeah, and for those asking, what King of Slub 2? Blue Owl just dropped the King of Slub 2. You got to go over to blueowl.us. Let me bring them up. blueowl.us. They've just dropped them today. So let's look over there. That is the Blue Owl Workshop. Great people. The slubbiest denim ever created makes its return in an all-new color style. It's true. It is the slubbiest denim ever, and it's back. And you can see they've already the bigger size is already gone. Just a beast, a 23-ounce beast. These are super thick, and the texture on these is absolutely nuts. We are gonna have these available on Tate and Yoko on, I don't know. Hold on, let me take a look. Might be on my schedule. I have them scheduled for November 17th. So it's a little bit of a ways away, but we've got a couple of releases between now and then. We got anyways, measurements, there's all photos, there's all kinds of stuff we need to prepare for. And now you might be wondering, why does Blue Owl put them up before we do? Because we have a little bit more in terms of content that we create for our products before we drop them. So
Yeah,
that
and
takes
also,
a little bit of time.
Yeah, and we've been buried in releases. Like we just released like 7 jeans in a matter of
3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a lot that we have to,
actually.
a lot of content that 2 weeks. All right. So anyways, there's a lot of content that we have to create around everything. So it does take a little bit of time. And when we get something, we ship it out to our retail partners. They take their photos, they do their thing, but we handle things just a little bit differently. And also, it by not releasing everything all at once, it also allows our warehouse guys to breathe because
although I think they are being buried.
they're being buried a little bit.
This season's just been brutal, like for everybody.
Yeah. So we try to create, waves instead of just one giant tsunami. It's just yeah. Anyhow, our warehouse guys they're killing it right now. If you saw the latest episode of This Week at Tate and Yoko, you saw how many jeans that they were picking and packing for all you guys. It's nuts.
It's nuts.
It's
so
nuts.
Please be patient if we're not as quick as we used to be.
This time of the year, is like, this is Q4, October, November, December. This is like, we do half of the year's business kind of in this quarter right now. So on top of that, it's generally busier. So there's
it's also, the temperature's starting to drop. People are just switching to fall.
Yeah.
They're shopping.
Yeah. So we're trying to mitigate, make sure everything's flowing nicely. Just a little PSA. Our system is going under maintenance over the weekend. So tracking numbers are not being emailed out. Even though your shipment might have been shipped, the shipping notification and the tracking number won't get sent out until Monday. So if you're waiting on an order, you don't need to send us an email. We know.
Wait till Monday, and then if you still don't have the tracking, then you can reach out. But again, note that we're running a little slower than before, or like average times. So just if it's not been too long, if you're worried, you can always reach out. But just be a little patient.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Yeah, they're doing a great job. They're doing a fantastic job. Your desire for denim is insatiable. It's amazing. But yeah, we're doing our best, and we appreciate all the business you're sending our way. Snuff Spoon. Is there a guy in our denim upset about a thread coming undone after 3 months of wear? Hopefully no slander comes to Naked Famous. I mean, I like Reddit, and I dislike Reddit. Sometimes Reddit... I don't know about this particular situation, so I'm not commenting on this. I don't know. I was actually in the Reddit forum the other day, just browsing, but I haven't been there in a while. I am not commenting on this particular situation because I don't know. So if this is you and you're hearing me talk about this, I'm not talking about you. But
it is a common thing.
Yeah.
That we hear.
People go to forums to complain. People go to review sites to complain. The vast majority of people who buy something, you'll never hear from them. They're not going to write you a positive review. They're just going to enjoy their jeans. They're just going to live their lives. And the vast majority of our customers don't even know that the Reddit exists. But if you are a forum person, chances are, whether the complaint is valid or not, oftentimes they are, or sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't, It's fine. If I come across a complaint, I will evaluate it. Sometimes complaints are valid, sometimes they're not valid, And sometimes these situations will resolve themselves. Like somebody might go in there angry and upset that something might have happened to their jeans. Oh, I've only had it for this long, I've only had it for that long, and then the commenters come in and they're like, well, that's kind of normal, or that's abnormal. And people start to understand what their expectations should be just based on, the collective mind of the internet. Sometimes the collective mind of the internet is correct. Sometimes the collective mind of the internet is incorrect, and we've seen all kinds of incorrect notions, float around our community for a long time. Expectations and, even fit expectations where at one point, the tightest jeans you could possibly get on looks great, man. They're going to stretch out. And that was just, everyone would write that. I'm like, stop saying that. They'll stretch a little, but they're not, that looks bad. That is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I've had customers who were they'll send me a picture of their jeans. They're like, I just bought these, and they're just I've only had them for 3 days, and the waistband has blown out. And I'm like, yeah. You know why? You know why your waistband blew out? In the chat, let me give it a good guess why the thread around this entire section right here, this whole top part has separated from the bottom part. And then when they send you the pictures, you just see threads going all in one diagonal direction, just being pulled. Chat, what do you think happened? What do you think happened in that situation? And then I'm here reading this email, reading this complaint about how our jeans are the worst because they've only had them for 3 days and they've already broken.
Too many cream puffs.
Yeah, too many cream puffs. LJP. That's usually not usually. Sometimes to be fair, you don't have to be a big guy for that 100%. Problem to happen, right?
That's not
right.
a thing that you're fat or anything. It's just that that's not your size.
Yeah, but the gist of it is you're bigger than the size of the jeans are.
Yeah.
Right? And your jeans blew out. And I'm here trying to sort this situation out with this customer. And where common sense ain't all that common. We know that. But it's just one of those things where it's that's the kind of thing that might end up on a forum and people are like, oh, unbelievable. Look at the quality. These are terrible quality. And I'm like, are you all insane? This is supposed to be where the experts go. And there might be a few of them in there that are that's what you can expect when you don't buy the right size. And then there will be people who are just, adding fuel to the fire. And it doesn't help. So, Yeah.
Yeah.
The forums hit and miss, a lot of hits, but when they miss, they can really miss.
But yeah, like thread coming out, like I understand that it is disappointing for that to happen to your jeans. If it's, I mean, if you've been wearing it for like a couple of years, like, okay, that's your problem. But, if it just happens when, you first got it, like that could happen. Just like, your analogy with the car, like you could get into a car accident any time after you purchase the car. It doesn't, just because it happens sooner than, you expected it, or you didn't expect it at all to happen, and it just happened right away. Yeah. It's not necessarily the problem with the quality, but if it's within a certain amount of time, then obviously we'll try our best to make your experience positive, and stuff like that. But again, it's like cotton products that are put together with thin polyester threads. They're not by any means indestructible.
Yeah. The third right, to be fair, a decade ago it was considered common knowledge by people giving guidance to raw denim noobs to size down 2 or 3 sizes. Yes. But you see, the advice was taken completely out of context, and I will explain to you how the screw-up and how this bad, seemingly good information went so wrong. And let me just pull up a size chart so you can understand what I'm talking about. So let's bring you over to Tati and Yoko. We got a size chart over here. Size down meant size down from your waist measurement. So, if you knew you were a 34, well, get the tag size 32. That's what that meant. But what most people didn't realize was that they didn't know what their waist measurement was. They assumed that because they wore size 32 jeans, that their waist size was 32. So what happens then? Well, since I'm a waist size 32, I should get these. And then you end up with a size 30. But the reality is that your size 32 jeans probably had a waist measurement of 34, right? So you're ending up buying jeans that are size 30 with a 32-inch waist measurement when you really needed exactly what you were probably already buying. And then you squeeze yourself into these, hoping and praying to any and every one of the gods out there, whichever one you believe in, that the jeans are going to stretch out. And then maybe you get that 32 to be a 33, and you're just about an inch off of where you should be, and you think you're fine, and you struggle in that jean, and it seams break, and they're uncomfortable, and whatever. Terrible advice. So, the meaning behind it was true, but people's understanding of it went completely out the window. And I would even admit that when I was young, I probably have said that on forums before. And then you start to realize how people are taking that information. And as much as I try to explain to people, no, this is how this is supposed to be interpreted, I realized, you know what? You got to change the story completely. Just use the measurement guide. Measure the jeans you got. Compare those measurements to our measurement guide. If you're not doing that, you're going to screw yourself. It's gonna be a bad time. Promised, guaranteed. So,
to be fair, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, we weren't shopping online for pants as much as we do now. Collectively, the society got better at knowing what you need to look at when they're purchasing a piece of clothing online. Because it's just I'll admit, I had no idea how to buy. I wasn't comfortable enough to buy pants online. It's just so much can go wrong.
Yeah.
But
yeah. But there's all kinds of websites that don't use measurement guides, or they use generic measurement guides. We sometimes the online retailers we work with, they're like, "Can you send us the measurement guides for your fits?" And I'm like, "Yes." And then I'm like, "Yeah, but each." And then I try to explain to them that each jean needs its own measurement, and they're like, "No, we don't do that." And sometimes it's just like, "No, we have one measurement guide for all the fits." And I'm like, that's a terrible idea. That's
like a lot of brands do based off of your body measurements. You should be this size in this style. You should be that size in this style, kind of things. And it's like, I mean, I get it. Like, your body is your body, and you're the one who's wearing the jeans or whatever. But there is a lot that can go wrong because most people are not familiar with how to measure your own body. Like, if you know exactly what you're dealing with, then that could theoretically work. But it's actually not the case at all. You can't expect people to measure their body correctly in order to use a size guide that way.
Yeah. Fingerific writes, I got my Kens in store at Tate and Yoko, and the wonderful Risa hemmed it for me in an hour because I was flying out that day. Before she hemmed it, she asked if I was sure that I wanted to size down.
I probably didn't hem it myself, but I might have taken it.
Yeah, I got it. Get it hemmed. But yeah. Right. It's certainly one of those things we advise against, getting jeans that are too tight.
Yeah. You're going to regret it.
Yeah. Some people are, look, at the end of the day, they're your jeans. You wear them however way you want. But when you come into our store, we will advise you against it. But if it's
because we've been dealing with a lot of the people's regrets. So we don't
want you coming back, a month later being like, oh, these jeans broke and they're your fault. And we're like, they're not it's not our fault.
Yeah.
But,
And even if you don't say it's our fault, it's like, we don't want you to have a bad experience.
Yeah. We don't. Because it is going to be a bad experience, and it's going to be a bad experience for you. It's going to be a bad experience for us. So we want you to get the jeans. We want you to enjoy them. Okay. What do we got here? Abel Martinez. I finally wear jeans that fit and are comfortable, and regret not having done it in the first place. Yes, I'm with you. And your previous comment, Abel. So many jeans wasted. I could barely walk with how tight I wore them. I have jeans that will never fade because they didn't fit in the first place, and now they don't even pull up. Yeah. I mean, I have a lot of jeans that I own because I just grew. But also, I think also as we get older, our tastes change. To be fair, skinny jeans, very fitted jeans were very popular for a long time. So there is that part of it as well. Like, I'm not going to blame people for getting the wrong size because the style of the time.
Yeah, you wanted it as skinny as possibly like you can fit into. Like, it was not a good time for non-stretch raw denim community.
Right. Okay, Vance Edwards. Unfortunately, I also have a couple jeans that don't fit, and I order the same size 36-inch waist. Oftentimes, the issue is some of your jeans do not offer a 36-inch waist. Rather, they skip from 35 to 37.5.
Get the 37.5.
Yeah.
Like, 1.5 inch is not, like, circumference. That much is... It's probably as much as you need to sit down and bend over and stuff like that. Like, you do need that extra room.
Yeah.
So it's like the reason, like, we do skip a size 35, 37, these kind of sizes. But it's also because, like, the ratio of, like, it being really, like, too big, too small, it's just gonna be smaller. It's only, if you're dealing with 38 versus 28, like, an extra inch or inch and a half makes a little bit of a bigger difference when you're dealing with size 28. But in size 38, like, you could use that extra room, and if it's a little bit too loose on you, like, wear a belt. Like, it's not a big deal. It's not as big of a deal as you might think it is.
Yeah. The little room won't hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the problem is if you're, like, say, like, the options are 35 35-inch and 37-inch measurements, and if you're on 35 or 34.3/4, that's when the problem is, because you either go 37 or you stick with 35, which is a dangerous game.
Yeah. I don't like living on the edge. My weight fluctuates about 10 pounds. I can go up and down 10 pounds pretty quickly. And I'm currently on the upper end of that 10 pounds, and I can still fit the jeans that I'm wearing, right? Because when I'm on the lower end of it, they're a little bit loose. But looks-wise...
Yeah, but if you have a big meal that day, like you're gonna feel lit up anyways.
Yeah. So, I recommend having a little bit of wiggle room. Okay. Stufu for free. Any plans on discontinuing the strong guy fit? I'm loving the silhouette. We are not planning on discontinuing it. So, I will try to add more, in fact. Juan Puedo, I lose 30, 40 pounds and my waist doesn't change. Oh, all right. Well,
really?
That's
a lot of pounds.
That's a lot of pounds to not change.
Yeah.
But anyways, keep it up. That's some good progress there. Don, sorry, I'm not. Don C. Sorry, I just got here, but I was wondering what the Black Friday deals are usually, or if there are different every year. Thanks, guys. Well, Black Friday is just around the corner. You know what? Let's talk about it. That's a good question, Don C. Let's do it. Let's head over to Tate and Yoko, and I'm only calling it Tate and Yoko because that's the incorrect way to call it. Fun fact: most people call it Tate and Yoko. Tate is not.
Maybe because you're calling it Tate and Yoko.
I only do it because a lot of people do it.
Well, to be fair, I mean, if you're like, you're English speaking and look at this, it's like, Tate is how you.
Yeah, that's how I would read it.
Tate.
Yeah. But it's Tate. It's Tate for those out there. But let's head over to TNY. So our Black Friday deals. So what we like to do is we take our sales section, and anything that's marked down 20%, 40%, and 60% become 30, 50, and then that will remain at 60. Now, for the Canadian Thanksgiving weekend, which was last weekend, what I did was I added a bunch of new stuff to this sales section. So there was a lot of items that were presently, I don't know, were past regular price. Now they're on sale. Now they're in the sales section. So there won't be any new additions to the sales section going forward for Black Friday. Everything that is currently in here is what will be further marked down for Black Friday. So you'll get an additional 10% off anything that you see in the current markdown space that it's in. And then if there's anything you like, for example, you can get it now, or you can wait till Black Friday, save a little bit of extra money.
But once it's gone, it's gone.
Bingo. Once it's gone, it's gone. So if you want to wait, you can wait, take the chance. If not, you can grab them now. The other thing that we'll do is that for most brands, not every brand on the website that is regular price, we'll probably throw like a 15% discount on that. So there will be a deal on shot jackets. If you want to get a new shot jacket, we'll have some deals happening there as well.
That's great.
Yeah,
it's like these are leather jackets, expensive jackets.
The horsehide perfectos. These are fantastic. These look great. So you'll be able to save a little bit of money there, or even on like anonymism socks. Like they're pricey, but they'll have a little bit of an extra discount. Might be nice to get something to treat yourself, or they make a really, really nice gift. Oftentimes we get nice socks for people as gifts because it's some people buy them for themselves, but I feel like if you receive a present, if you receive a gift that is like maybe an ordinary thing, but an extraordinary version of it, I feel like those make really nice gifts, because sometimes people don't think to buy that for themselves. So
and sometimes you need to experience it to appreciate it.
Right. So
it's like, who's gonna spend $40 on a pair of socks?
Right.
maybe sweater.
Some do. And then we will also have an additional, like, there might be some like regular price Naked and Famous Denim items that will be 15% off. And like was it last live stream or 2 live streams ago, I went over the new like Matsuri Selvedge, Snowy Selvedge, Copperhead Selvedge. There's like this Deadstock black. So there's like this micro collection of like Deadstock Naked and Famous Denim fabrics from like the wacky years that are coming back. So if you're interested in some of the really out there fabrics that really put us on the map, we had some of them just in our warehouse. Some fabric, like there's the Matsuri Selvedge, for example. We've had that one for years, and it's just one of these fabrics that every season Brandon is like, look, we made it, and we're like, I think the season that we made it for, it might have come in late, so we're like, okay, we'll just use it next season, and then maybe we had a product that might have been similar or whatever reason, we just kept pushing it. We never released it, and we just kept having it. And we're like, we got to use it. We finally got to use it. So it's coming out. So we'll have those that we will introduce at a special price, and then after the Black Friday festivities, they'll go back to they'll be at a regular price. So there will be a ton of deals. Tons of deals. Deals. Yeah, I try to load it up. The Black Friday, our biggest sales of the year are Black Friday, and then Boxing Day is the day kind of after Christmas. It might start a few days before Christmas, but because we shut down the office, so anyway, just to get it going, so nobody's really working that hard over the holidays. We'll have Boxing Day, which will be a repeat of Black Friday, but of course Black Friday, we do such a tremendous amount of business on that day that a lot of, there will be less available for you by the time Boxing Day rolls around. So if you miss something on Black Friday, you might have an opportunity to get it again for Boxing Day, if we still have it in stock. So there's that. And then, so those are our 2 biggest sales. And then we do the Can America Day sale, which is like 4th of July, Canada Day long weekend in July. And that's our other big sale of the year. So those are our big 3. And then, usually we'll do something around like smaller holidays like Easter weekend or
this year
Labor
we didn't
Day.
do Easter, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't remember if we did or not, but
yeah.
So that's kind of how our sales schedule works. And whenever we do the big sales, we do those additional 10% markdowns on our sales section. So there you have it.
And it does pay off to listen in on these live streams, because we often announce the sale early, or we do appreciate people who are in this community. Yeah. So we just try to.
You will get the lowdown early, that's for sure. There's not a lot of secrets here. Everything pretty much gets revealed. I can't hold a secret very well. Okay. Hank Drew writes, I'm lucky to have never worn slim jeans. I need room to move. Well, there you go. It's worked out well for you. Vince Chan, any idea how the snowy jeans will fade? I have the original Indigo Kasuri. I don't. I'm interested to find out. I mean, I guess I could guess a little bit, but
it's just compared to like indigo dye, like the black sulfur dye like fades slower, and also because we're starting off with not black, but like shades of gray. Yeah. So you might not see a lot of fading.
It'll get more dull kind of over time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think you're going to get I think the highest contrast you get is actually as they start, and then they'll become a little bit more muted the more you wear it.
Yeah.
BD writes, Resaz, band collar shirts rule. My wife got some, and the cut fit is so different than usual.
Oh.
I'm glad you like it. Yeah, these are really nice.
Yeah, I like it. It's just like a tunic,
Yeah. Juan Rosa, are those vintage double-faced Suryami knit crews to come back in more colors. Sorry, I don't mean to spam the chat with this question. That's okay. I usually don't have time Fridays to watch the stream. More colors. I don't think that there's any more colors in the works for those ones.
No, but I think because we're in transition, like we might like be out of some colors or some sizes, but they will come back. It's just that like we updated the fit, so we're trying to get rid of the older ones and getting into the new ones. I don't know where we are with that, but I know that like we're not gonna introduce a new color, but we're gonna have them going. All of the colors are moving forward.
Juan Puedo with a good comment, and this was a strategy used to order like a limited edition release jean while getting your hemming request in time. So Juan Puedo writes, Bahzad, don't forget to mention a small tip about hemming where you can add a jean and put the hemming on the notes when the other jeans release. Okay, so let me show you what you can do. So, for example, that's not working for some reason. There we go. Okay. So, say you want to get the Elvira, Mistress of the Dark Selvedge. Of course, because they're not out, you can't add them to cart. It just says coming soon. But there's going to be a lot of demand for this. So how do I add these to cart, add the hemming notes, and check out all in time? Here's what you do. You go and you find a product that is in stock, okay? And then you add that to your cart. And then you write in your special instructions. Hem to 14-inch inseam. I want these short. If you know what I'm saying. Winky face. Okay, you don't have to check out yet. And then, once Elvira comes out, or anything, click it, add to cart. Biggity bam. That comment still stays there.
Yeah, and you delete
and then
that
you
part.
delete that one. Biggity bam, still there, checkout. On your way out, you got your hemming request, and everything is set to go. Quick.
Yeah.
Just if you do want to hem them to 14-inch inseam, we'll do it.
Yeah, but like a pro tip, if you want it short, I think adding that extra sentence saying I want these short is gonna help us, because if we just put 14 inches, we're gonna contact you. We're gonna be like, are you sure about this? Did you make a mistake?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. If you do want hoochie daddy shorts,
14 inches is not hoochie daddy.
You have time to roll them up, I guess. If you want hoochie daddy shorts, we can do it. Just let us know. Otherwise, we probably will ask if it was a mistake or not. And Pedro writes, hemming is free. It is included with your purchase. Yeah.
Note, hemmed jeans are a final sale.
Yes.
And when we're pretty flexible sometimes with final sale, but hemmed jeans are completely final sale unless it's, defective or whatever.
Yeah. I once had a guy who bought an unsanforized jean, hemmed them, and then he emailed me. He's like, I soaked them, and they're hemmed, and they don't fit. And I'm like,
what do you want me to do?
I'm like, man, there's nothing I can do here for you. But yeah, I'm like, oh, and they were on sale. I think it was like a triple. It was like a triple threat. I'm like, man, did you all of those things you did? You did all of the. Come on, man. Nicholas Vilpu, one Bahzad special, please, coming right up. We'll get you set up. I like that we have lore. We got chicken nugget lore, Bahzad special lore. If you know, you know. If you don't know, ask the chat. They'll tell you. Okay. You know what? Just because I'm a nice guy. One thing that I don't like, rant time, is when students email us and they're basically asking me to write their entire project for them. It's I don't know what it is about these university students. I'm gonna rag on university for a second, but I don't know how they made it to university and yet they're still that dumb. I just feel like, sorry to call you guys dumb, but the questions you write sometimes are ridiculous. They don't make any sense at all. I'm like, did you not read this? It'll be like, how do you think that your inventory management solution has aided you in developing a strategy for marketing to, people ages 24 to 35? And I'm like, what? Like they will put like 3 questions into one question because they're like, okay, we need to add, and then it doesn't make any sense. But so like, it's really around this time of year every year. I guess it's October. They're starting to get like their first like assignments, like go and research a company, and like so like lately we've been bombarded with students, and it's also like. Sometimes the letters are very generic. Hi, I'm such and such from this university, and we're conducting a research project on blah, blah, blah. And I'm a big fan of Naked. I'm like, Naked and Famous Denim. And so, like, I'm like, no, you're not. You're just, like, this is the same email you send to everybody. I know, and so I will not answer you. And so...
Well, I mean, that's not the worst part, because you do have to reach out to multiple companies because not everybody responds, and you also want to be like nice, it's like resumes, it's like when you write a resume for a job interview, like you're applying for multiple jobs, but you say that I want to really work here. That's not necessarily a lie. That's just something that you do. But I think the question part is it's you gotta
do it yourself. Like you ask me these questions that require like an essay type response. And I'm like, are you out of your mind? Do you think I'm gonna take even 1 second? To be fair, I used to do it because I thought, oh, you know what, you gotta help these guys out. But
the questions were a little bit like, more straightforward. Like, if there's a answer, like 1-sentence answer that we can write back to these questions, like, and if it's like, just more of a technical question or something like that, then it makes sense. Like, you can't Google this information and you're just reaching out to a professional in the industry, a legitimate question. I don't think we should turn that down. I think when it comes down to like, can you analyze this for me? Basically, that's the type of question that like that we can't help. Like, we're not gonna do that.
Right. And so it's anyhow, like I'm telling you, lately it's just we've just been getting bombed with them, and I'm just not gonna answer your essay question for you. It is not going to happen. It's ridiculous. If you want to ask me a question, you come right here on the live stream. I'll answer you. Maybe if it's like if it's like a reasonable question. But yeah. Also, you don't care. I know you don't care. So why am I going to put any effort into answering your question? So I used to, like, when I gave up on like writing answers to these people, I'd be like, oh, let's schedule a call, and then it was like a negotiation. I'm like, I'm available at this time. And they're like, that's really hard for me. Can you maybe do it at like, I'm like, no, I cannot do it at your convenience. You can do it at my convenience. If this is important to you, you will do it when I give you a time, right? And and then you'll like, you talk to the people and they have no idea who they've even emailed or like what is going on here. So I just stopped. Like taking interns, I used to do it. Don't do it anymore. I don't answer your research questions. You want to ask a question? We got the live stream. There's 2 hours of question time right here available for you. If you were a fan, you'd know it, but you're not a fan, which is why you're not asking me here. You might be a fan. Sorry, if you are and you sent me those questions that I ignored, and I called you dumb, I'm a little sorry about that.
But if you're a fan and you really want that question answered, send it again, different ways. Like there is a reason why that didn't get a response. We didn't read everything.
Yeah. But yeah, the essay responses are... Because you just want me to write you an essay, and then you're just going to hand it in. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Yeah, they're not even willing to like have a...
I used to do the calls so that I wouldn't have to write the essay, so that they'd have to write it. And like I knew it frustrated them because they're having to write notes. Oh, what did he say? I'm like...
But it's like you can record it, and it's like... You don't want to put any effort into it, then we don't want to put any effort into it. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you might benefit from that effort, but we would not benefit from that effort whatsoever, other than maybe feeling like I helped a young person.
Right.
But, it's just...
I've done my part. I've used to do it. Don't do it anymore. We got the live stream. This is...
A lot of information's in here.
I'm trying to find a bad question that we got recently. The thing is, I don't want to throw anyone under the bus.
Yeah, don't get too specific.
Can you let me know about your cost-efficient growth strategies?
It's like, why are we going to talk about our business strategies with some randos?
Yeah.
But also, I was, sometimes, we get these, people who are just persistent salespeople. And they continue, sending emails. And they always put, if you don't want to receive any more of my emails, tell me blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And then they continue to, just, hey, have you read it? I just want to, get back on top of your inbox, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, it's really not fair that I have to do something for you to just stop bothering me. Clearly, I'm not responding to you. No, because, if it's important to me, I would have responded. Can you just not... bombard me with emails every 2 hours?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
I'm trying to coat the words a little bit. So if you are a listener and you wrote this to me, somebody was asking about the power dynamics between us and our Japanese suppliers. I'm like, can you give me some more insight into that? I'm like, power dynamics? What do you want me to say to you? There are none. What are the power dynamics? I'm like, what are they teaching you in school? That's a question that's coming on. What
is the possible answers that they're expecting? Are they expecting to say that we have all the power and they'll do anything that we want them to, or vice versa, stuff like that?
Yeah, we run a sweatshop pretty intensely, and the power dynamic here is we'll burn your feet if you can't keep up with the production. I'm like, I don't know, just weird questions, and sometimes they'll give me a long question. And it's like a yes or no answer, and sometimes I'll just write yes or no. And they're expecting something very long. I remember in junior high, I got into a fist fight once with a kid, and I got sent to the principal's office for it, and they made me fill out this basically rat yourself out sheet, and it was this long piece of paper, trying to explain what the situation was. And I remember there was this one section where it was long, and it was can you explain what happened? And I'm like, we got in a fight. And I just wrote these 3 words. And the principal was like, yeah, I know. You could have expanded on that. What do you want me to say? I'm like, I'm not gonna get myself in trouble here. What do you think your punishment should be? That was my favorite part. I'm like, nothing. I defended myself. Some guy was picking on me. I got in a fight. And
it's also weird that they make you write this response and not have a meeting with the teacher.
Well, we had a meeting, and the kid who was picking on me ratted himself out, full on wrote an essay about it. And I'm like, what do you think? I'm gonna get in trouble for this? I'm like, you picked on me, and then you ended up eating the curb. I beat him up, and he ended up getting suspended. It was a great, a great ending to this all. And I got to go back to class. No harm done. I'm like, yeah, because I'm not gonna tell on myself, and I'm not gonna like give him. What do you think your punishment should be? I'm like, nothing. I didn't do anything wrong. Like,
you know, what was a common punishment in our school for, not fights per se, but breaking the rules. I have to write an essay about how regretful I am about the
incident.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not regretful.
Not at all, but you have to fill it. And then they tell you, like, because, these, like, papers that have grids. So, like, you have to put in certain amount of characters in them. And, like, you just have to write 2-page minimum of, how regretful you are. And it's just like, I am regretful because I did this and I did that. And it's just like, you have to extend it to the point where it's like, but it's like, you want me to say sorry. I'm saying sorry. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's just school disappoints.
Yeah, school mentality. Bahzad is a street fighting champion. No, I'm not.
Yeah, scrappy.
I was a scrappy kid because I was very small and people liked picking on me. And, I have to say that when you're a small kid and you're in I don't know what it was, but like I was in martial arts a lot as a kid. And when somebody is like, oh, what, you're in karate? Well, let me fight you. I'm like, I don't want to fight you, right?
I think it's the same with adults.
Yeah. It's like some big guy at the bar, like, oh, I'm going to take that guy on. I'm like,
yeah,
why?
No.
Why?
Nobody wants that.
So, yeah, there was just this, like, being a small kid, you were just picked on in general. That's just how it was. And then they're like, oh, you do martial arts. Like, oh, you're a tough kid. You're a karate kid. I'm like, just, I don't want to. You know what it was? Like, the bigger kids knew, like, if they pushed me, like, I was going to push back. I mean, they might have been able to beat me up, but, like, they just kind of, when you weren't such an easy target, they just, left you alone, I guess. And then there would be some other, like, usually it was, like, some other nerd kid who wanted to prove that he was less of a nerd than you were. So he wanted to get into a fight. And anyways, I guess they learned their lesson. That violence is not the answer. I never understood why people that shouldn't fight want to fight. I don't know. There's something in their brain.
Yeah.
David Reyes, sweep the leg. Sweep the leg. You go for that leg. There's a lot of... never change, Dame. I love watching all your streams and soon will be joining the army and will be watching whenever I can. Keep doing and I'll be watching whenever I can. Keep doing your thing. You guys are inspirational. Well, thank you so much for watching and stay safe out there, my friend.
Yeah, good luck in the army.
Yeah. Mateo, Mateo Donnie, and when and how did you learn product photography? Before or after you added martial arts expert to your LinkedIn? Not a martial arts expert. I will proudly say that I am no expert. But when did I learn product photography? Just over the years, I guess. I mean, it was just a matter of necessity. We had to create content, create social media content, tell the stories about the products that we make. And I was a hobby, I got my first like real camera maybe a few years before I started at Naked Famous Denim. So I was starting to learn, how, to be fair, I learned in high school as well. Like we in art class we learned how to use a camera and stuff like that. But my first like digital SLR, a couple years before I started Naked Famous, so I knew a little bit, but just through practice and through looking, I'm a content junkie, so I have a lot of magazines, and I would just look at the kinds of photos that I found appealing, and I tried to emulate that. And so the more you do it, the better you get at it. I think I'm pretty decent given the fact that we do not use... Garrett has the studio. Garrett's photos are clearly better quality than my photos. Sometimes I can take some pretty artistic looking photos. I use natural light and shadow and try to create something a little more compelling. But I work with what I got, and I think given that, I do a pretty good job. But it's all practice. It's all just having to do it week in, week out for many years. Okay. What else do we got here? James C. Keating writes, some kid found out I did martial arts and sucker punched me in the eye in a bounce house at my birthday party. LOL. Yeah.
Your birthday?
Well, it sounds like a bounce house, like when he was a child.
Right.
Yeah.
On your birthday?
Right.
That's shitty.
It is something in people's brains. They're just like, oh, you're a tough guy? I'm like, I'm not a tough guy.
That's why I learned martial arts.
I'm not a tough guy. Oh, so you're a tough guy? I'm like, no. You're not understanding me. Not a tough guy. Don't want to fight. Not interested. You can be a tough guy. You're the tough guy. You're the winner. Just leave me alone. No. We need to do this now. Yeah. Anyways, just walk away. That's my advice. La 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 la. Joey Decay, I love this stream, and the snail just dropped a video. He turned me on to you. Use guys. Well, thank you, Joey. Yeah, Iron Snail Michael is a champion, a hero of our community. I have to say, creates the most cinematic content in our space by far. By far, he is such an excellent storyteller. Not just being able to tell the story, but being able to shoot and convey that story. Like, I can talk, but I cannot make a video like Michael can. That is a
cinematic,
very, very talented guy. And I love the way that he tells stories about product. Other people, it's a review, even our videos, it's a review, it's a little conversation, it's a chat, but he goes all out. And he's going to be a million subscriber YouTuber one day. I can see it. He's gonna be big. He's gonna be huge. Everybody go subscribe to Michael the Iron Snail. Get him to that 1 million subscriber mark. I don't know where he's at.
Yeah.
What's Michael at? He's got to be up there. I can only imagine he's up there. So look him up. The Iron Snail. He's at 64,000 subscribers as of this minute, but he should have way more. Yeah, like, guys like MKBHD, like that quality of, like, they do tech. Maybe that's maybe a broader topic in general, but I feel like Michael's quality of videos are on par with like a MKBHD.
Yeah, like his cinematography is very, very high quality, and I think it's more creative than like perhaps like an average tech review.
Right.
Not that they're average, but good tech review. And I think it's also like his personality. Like he's funny. It's like likable.
Very much so. So go and support Michael. Wonderful man. Good friend of the channel. Good friend of ours as well. And I hope nothing but the best for Michael. Matthew Bradwell, if Carl is our Walter Cronkite, which is true, Iron Snail is our Mr. Beast. Here's a fun fact. I've never ever watched a Mr. Beast video. Probably couldn't. I know he's like a number one YouTuber. He's up there.
Really?
I've never watched a video. I only see videos of like, oh, Mr. Beast did this, Mr. Beast did that. And I'm like, I don't think I could picture him. Like, I don't know which one he is. I know who PewDiePie is.
Yeah.
But I don't know which one Mr. Beast is. And I feel that because I've gone this far, I don't know. There's something about me that I'm like, I'm not particularly curious. I'm like, if I've gone this far, and
I don't know.
I'm sure he sounds like a great guy, and he does a lot of nice things for people. He does like these contests. That's as far as I know. Big contests where people, he changes their lives with the stuff that he gives away and stuff like that. But I don't know anything else about that. So
ask me.
Yeah, sorry. Vance Edwards. Tech is absolutely the reason MKBHD is more popular. More people are willing to buy Walmart jeans than they are to buy a Walmart smartphone. Yeah, maybe. That may be true. Tech is also... YouTube in general is very male dominated as far as I understand, as far as demographics go. And guys love technology.
And technology is like, it's more subjective than, like,
right,
clothing is a lot of objectivity,
yes,
like
that's
how you
very
feel.
True.
Whereas like tech is like, here's the numbers.
Yeah.
You can compare them.
Right. Like these are the specs and this is what they claim and this is what they do. Mm-hmm. And like you can compare A to B and like things are, if things are clearly, but I would say that the things that are like, generally speaking, things are clearly better. This is the better one. This is, and then the objective part is like, well, what's better for the price, right? Or sometimes it's like, well, the specs are better, but the performance of it is, not like they didn't tweak the details of the machine so that you get the best performance out of it. Even though this machine might not have as high specs, but it actually performs better. So like you have all these like very nerdy, nuanced parts. But sometimes it's just like, I'm ready to buy a new phone. Let's see the review, and then you've got like a handful of guys who do the review, and they're all very well respected. And you could say, well, if they say that it's a good phone, I trust that it's a good phone. Mm-hmm. So but with clothing and apparel, it's very subjective, and like you might be doing reviews on like workwear boots, but that generally appeals to workwear boot people. And not,
but also like if your jeans like, oh, this fit is good on me, doesn't mean that it's good on you. Like it's also like cell phones, like obviously there are different people who uses different phones differently, like different purposes and stuff like that, but it's way more like easy to identify that difference, whereas like me having a wider hip or like bigger waist than the average person, that doesn't really it's not so clear.
Don C writes, it's absurd the amounts you pay for tech that is planned obsolescence built in comparison to quality clothes like jeans that last for years. I will say that over the last 10 years, now there are products that are out there that are born to die. But if you have bought an iPhone or any like this is a Note 20. I got this when it came out. So I guess it's 3 years now. Mm-hmm. It's still great. Like I can see myself using this for a long time. I don't need to upgrade this, right? Or like your laptop. Like if you bought a Mac laptop, it's probably still great. Like it could be 5 years old, 6 years old. The desktop Reese is using, we built it like 10 years ago. It's great. It runs everything. I can run. It was a top spec computer 10 years ago. It's probably like low end. Not low end, but like it's maybe mid tier now. It's like a i7, I don't even remember, 3700K. Like it's old, right?
Well, previous to me inheriting this computer from Bahzad, I was using a Surface as a thing to power it all. Like it was just. And that wasn't working because, sometimes I have to do Illustrator and Photoshop at the same time, and that would not happen.
Right.
So even just running Photoshop on the Surface was not great.
No.
So it is a big upgrade to me.
Right. And it was like, and I have like a what do I have in there? I have a GeForce 1080 in there. Like a 1080 is old. Right, but I was using that computer to edit 4K video, no problem. So I do find that within the last, it's not like the 90s, it's not like even the early 2000s where if you bought a computer, it was dead in 2 years. Like in 2 years, like you were not running the latest software. You might not even be able to run like the latest games. Whereas like my 10-year-old i7 3700 with a 1080 is still running, most games pretty decently, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say that if you're buying higher end now, it will last a heck of a long time. It really just lasts. And yeah, I'm like, there is certainly, I don't disagree that there is a planned obsolescence thing out there, but I just find that is much less so. Like, I have digital cameras that are over 10 years old that I still use that are great. That are great. Terrence done in the house. I'm still running my 1080 as well, right? Upgraded everything else though. Yeah, you upgrade your RAM, get a SSD in there, and you're good. But yeah, technology these days, I just find that it really, if you buy something good, it's gonna last a lot longer than it used to. Yeah. Okay, what's Joey Decay writes, I spilled Diet Coke on my MacBook Air I got from a shady guy in a gas station parking lot in 2012 for $200 in Chicago. I still have it, but I don't know if it's salvageable. Well, that's more the Diet Coke's problem, like fault of the Diet Coke.
The shady guy problem?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
It's so funny. Got a MacBook Air from a shady guy in a gas station.
In Chicago. You know what? When I was young, sometimes I met shady guys at gas stations to pick up.
Oh.
I remember I bought to be fair, I mean, how shady could it be? But I remember one time I bought a Sega Genesis with some guy's like entire Sega Genesis game collection at a gas station for like $35 in Mississauga, Ontario.
Great deal.
Yeah, great deal. Except when I got home, the Genesis didn't quite work. And I was like, hey, I remember writing back to him and be like, hey, what's the deal here, man? You said everything was working fine, complaining. And I'm like, what? And then I'm like, afterwards, I'm like, what do I care? I have like 3 Genesises already. I'm like, and I just wanted the games. Like,
yeah.
So,
that's still not fair, but.
Yeah.
But to be fair, just only a few months ago, we met a random guy in a foreign country in a gas station parking lot to buy some Blu-rays.
Yes, when we were in Hawaii on Facebook Marketplace, I was just looking for Blu-rays, and dude had like so many, and then met him up at a gas station.
That was a nice guy.
Really nice guy. Wasn't shady at all.
No.
Just fantastic guy.
No, but it's the fact that we were on vacation and just met up a random guy in the parking lot of a gas station.
Sometimes that's where you got to meet up. Yeah. Mateo. So my Naked Famous 18-ounce Big Slub weird guys are like a MacBook Pro equivalent. That's it. Handcrafted by Stephen Q. Jobs himself.
Oh, no, it's not like MacBook Pro because it does get better with time.
Ooh.
MacBook Pro may sustain its value, but it doesn't get better.
Yeah. Spencer's Mustache, Gas Station Encounters. I love that channel. Gas Station Encounters is just a wonderful... You know what?
You learn so much about human behaviors.
Yeah. For those people, I'm going to shout them out because Gas Station Encounters really... They are incredible.
I'm sure they're doing well.
So, if you guys don't know what this channel is, it's a
2 million subscribers.
2 million subscribers. It's a series of gas stations. I guess different episodes might be from different locations. I'm not entirely sure about that. But they basically just record the shoplifters, and sometimes they have interactions with them. But what's interesting about it are the patterns that you see with the shoplifters. Like, these people didn't coordinate with each other, but the pattern of behavior of shoplifters is so similar in terms of what they do. And I have to say that it's the same when people try to rob Tate and Yoko. Like, or New York. Like, when people are trying to steal from you, whether it's fraud online or in store, the pattern of behavior is so identical. It's so typical. And I just wonder, like, it's a nature versus nurture thing. And it's like some people learn to steal, right? Because they're part of some, group of friends that go out and steal stuff. So they're like, oh, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. Oh, here's how I do this scam, here's how I do that scam. Got it. But sometimes, like, the online stuff, I just feel like, Are they? Is somebody teaching you this? Because they're all teaching you wrong. Because you're all doing the same thing, and it's clear as day that you're trying to fraud us.
Yeah. It's also like, you know, it's probably not good to say this, but like you can get so much better at like shoplifting by watching this channel, because you like really learn where people make mistakes, and people make mistakes when they try to be a, you know, like, oh, I'm just a regular guy.
Yeah,
like,
but I'm gonna go with shoplifters in general are low intelligence people. So
no, I know,
So,
and they're not even like shoplifting anything. You know, they're not bank robbers or whatever. Like they don't study these things,
Right.
But at the same time, it's like if you want to be good at it, it's so easy. You just don't do it.
Don't do what they do.
Yeah, what these guys do.
Don't do what Donnie Don't does. But that's the real lesson of life. Don't do what Donnie Don't does. Don't steal. Don't be a jerk.
Right. Obviously.
But yeah.
But they did build a 2 point whatever million subscriber base.
And I commend them for it, because whatever their losses are for those thieveries, at least they're making it back in you know, content.
Yeah.
You know, cash in on your detractors. If people are going to actively hurt you, then you might as well get some value out of it. It's like when we have a bad story, bad customer interaction, I'm happy to make it some kind of content so that there's some kind of value that comes out of it. If we get hurt by somebody, I'll turn it into a good story. A bad situation is always a good story, and I'm happy to share it with you guys, because at least there's value in that.
And they also like they have a lot of contents, but they don't usually include like, you know, kids or like people who are really in need. Like I'm sure they get those too, but they don't really include that in there. They're just clearly picking the you know,
scumbags.
Yeah.
All right. Steve Litt writes, I appreciate the Simpsons reference.
What?
Don't do what Donnie Don't does. Okay. Pending new name writes, I am trying to limit buying more denim this season. Snowy is my last potential buy. I don't have anything like it and won't focus on fading it like with indigo. Probably a piece I'd wear on and off. Right.
Yeah, it's not a daily driver kind of jeans, maybe.
Right. Yeah, it's a nice piece to have, and you can wear it every now and then. Yeah, it's definitely harder as a daily driver. It's kind of like the Copperhead Selvedge that's coming out with the metallic copper in it. I don't know if it's
easier as.
I find that those are going to be special jeans, special occasion jeans. You know, if you're going out, I think they'll look really nice. And we can show those off. We have some of them right behind us here. This is our mystery box of.
It's the same thing that was in here last.
Some people may not have seen it, but
that's true.
Yeah, I will start off with. We got these, and then I want to show the Raised by Wolves one again. So we'll do a couple of like re-previews, because some of you might have seen this, some of you may not have seen this. So we'll go over some of these details again. Okay, Copperhead Selvedge. So this is what we're just talking about. This one, dark indigo. From far, looks like a pretty normal pair of jeans, but from close, you can see that it's got this twinkle in it, and that twinkle. Can you see the twinkle? I can see the twinkle. That twinkle comes from this twisted. It's not real metal, but it is a metallic colored yarn. So it won't scratch you or anything like that, but you can see it's got that little bit of orange in it. The twinkle might be a little bit hard to see here, but it's on the weft. So you've got this copper twisted yarn, like metallic, that will shine through. It shines through on the front face of the fabric, and it gives you like this, like shiny jean, twinkly jean.
But to be fair, like even from close distance, in certain like angle, you don't see it until like it goes like this, and then you see it. So it's actually a lot less in your face than you would think.
Yeah, that is like, though, when you pick it up, you notice it, right? Like, but it might be hard to imagine. Like when you pick it up, you'll see that it has this kind of shine to it.
Yeah, but from where I'm sitting, like I don't see it at all.
But when you put it on,
yeah,
you might not, like the people who are looking at you may not see it until they're very up close. So it's it's a very, very neat one. And this one came from the Barney's days. So this is a fabric that we ran back for a Barney's exclusive, I think 2015. It might have been somewhere around there. But yeah, we called it the Copper Twist Selvedge. Copper Twist Selvedge. Had I remembered that, because I didn't, I wouldn't have renamed it. But
I thought it was on purpose.
No, it wasn't on purpose. It totally blanked my mind. Another one of my friends, Michael, mentioned it to me that he's like, is that the Copper Twist from back in the day from the Barneys? He mentioned it like just like that. And I'm like, was it? What did we? So, anyways, back again, Copper Twist. So these jeans, or everything I'm showing you except for the Elvira, are gonna premiere for Black Friday. We're gonna release like a mini collection of kind of like Deadstock, like weird Naked Famous fabrics that I would say that in general we just don't make as many of as we used to. When we were in the earlier days of our existence, and I talked about it before when we were working with Barney's really pushed us to create the wildest fabrics that were possible. That's what they wanted. From us, they had I think they had 2 core models running, like the Black Power Stretch, and I think it was the Indigo Selvedge. And they're like, that's all we want from normal from you guys. And then everything else was Barney's exclusive, and we want crazy. We want when people come to Barney's to see that we have the craziest jeans, the just most out there, just stuff you'll never see anywhere else, stuff you'll never be able to get again. We want it. We want the cutting edge. So it really pushed us in a lot of ways to create weird fabrics, because I mean everyone loved them. So that's how this came to be. Snowy Selvedge. This is our cat Snowy in denim form. It's based off the Matsuri denim, except it's all shades of gray. So you saw that we did the Matsuri denim in lighter shades of indigo and dark indigo. Here's an all gray version of it, so you get that Snowy, the cat, stripy kind of look to it. And you got the red Selvedge ID here on this one as well. I like the Selvedge, I just like, obviously you see the warp part of the yarn here somewhere. There we go. And you can see it's all stripy in there as well. Looks pretty cool. But yeah, definitely a weird one. I think we'll publish the product pages for these soon. Even though we could probably get the measurements. I know everything is in stock. It's just that
Photos are done?
I think the photos are done. I'll double check. Maybe not everything is done, but anyway, we could probably publish the product pages and just have a coming soon page so that you can preview it and see the measurements. Matsuri Selvedge. So this is another just really crazy out there denim. This is the one I was talking about earlier, where it was just a fabric that we had in stock for years. We developed it and we never released it, and we just held on to it. And so it's a multicolor nep denim, but the neps,
neon neps.
Yeah, neon neps. The neps, the yarns that make this kind of look like popcorn, and so they have these big colorful dots on them. I want to see if maybe, I don't know if we can get it anymore, but the yarn that we use to make this denim, and you can see that it just makes this crazy interior color. And because these spots are so fat and thick, they really show through on the front face of the fabric, quite vividly. You can see there. Right?
Yeah.
Juan Puedo.
The flasher on this is great too.
Yeah. This one was a John Cut special. There you go. That one looks really good. John also did the Snowy Selvedge. I think he really captured Snowy quite well. Perfect. Juan writes, looks like a retro 90s game. Yeah, something like that. That's another way to look at it. And then we've got coming out this Friday, the Elvira mistress of the dark Selvedge. That is coming very, very soon. So this one, we hope to have it out today, but just timing-wise, didn't quite work out for us. But this will be coming out next Friday, October the 20th. Elvira, 16-ounce indigo by Purple Weft Selvedge. On Monday, we'll drop video and all kinds of photos of it. You'll it's already on the website, so you can see it right now. But
products are on the website.
Yeah. Looking forward to that one. So 2 big collaborations this month. We hope to have the mugs out relatively soon. If Terry's still in the chat, he might have an idea of when those are going to be ready to go. But
new color.
Yeah, new color. We got the blue. And then we're restocking the jade.
The jade.
Yeah.
With the navy blue print.
Yeah. So another new milk glass mug for you. A lot of great stuff coming out now and through the end of the year and into next year as well. It's a crazy time, everybody. A lot of great products for everyone. Will the cat get royalties for the collab? Snowy, will he get royalties? He should, huh?
Well, he volunteered for this licensing deal.
He'll get some extra treats.
Yeah.
That's it.
He gets a lot of attention. That's what he wants, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Are all these, besides the Elvira, released for American Black Friday? Yes. Elvira is next Friday, the 20th, and then everything else will be around Black Friday. Now, our Black Friday deals, I don't know what day Black Friday is. I don't remember it offhand. I'd have to double check.
24th.
Is it the 24th? Our deals will probably start on the Wednesday, the 22nd, because on Wednesdays, if you guys are email subscribers, which of course you all are, why wouldn't you be? You know that every Wednesday we send out an email for our 24-hour special, which is like our deal of the week. And instead of sending a deal of the week that week, we will unleash the power of our Black Friday sale. In fact, you know what I'm going to do instead? You know what I'm going to do instead? I'm not going to announce the Black Friday deal on that Wednesday, but it's going to be active as of that Wednesday. So on the 24th, which is Black Friday, the 22nd is the Wednesday. I won't announce Black Friday. I will make all the deals live. I will make you, our live stream audience. You guys know the deals will be up. So go and shop on the 22nd. Beat the crowds. And then on the 23rd, I will send out the email to our email subscribers. And then they will have their chance at it. But you will have your chance at it first. I will say that timing-wise, like, I'm going to be working on it during my day, which is like super early in the morning, East Coast time. So the deals will probably be active probably around 3 or 4 or 5 a.m. Anyways, if you wake up early that day, you just can't sleep or whatever, check the website. The deals may be active. And you'll know they'll be active because the sale sign, this is how you're going to know the sale is going to be active, is that if you go to tateandyoko.com, Tate and Yoko, you go to the website, that where it says sale, it's going to say Black Friday sale, and obviously the main slider image here will be Black Friday. So when that is up, the sale is up. I work on it during my day, which is your evening. So timing-wise, I don't know exactly when that's going to be, but just be aware of that. But it will be on that Wednesday. You will get the first crack at Black Friday deals on the 22nd of November, 2023. Great. Okay, everybody, we're going to get into snack time because we have quite a snack time for you today. I don't know what to expect. It's an interesting soda.
Well, I mean, we did something similar before.
Oh, I guess so, but we'll see.
So,
what do we got, Risa?
all right. So it's a non-alcoholic hop soda. Yes, it tastes like hop. It's like matured hop. It has the essence of matured hop.
Yeah.
And per bottle, 10 cents will be donated to hop production, the
Japanese
reservation of hop production in Japan.
Okay. So
Support the hop industry.
yeah, I hear they added more hops
It
to
also
the
says très bon.
très bon, très bon. Yeah, I heard they added more hops to the recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't drink alcohol, so I don't know really what beer tastes like, and so this
Except
is.
that you have tried.
I've tried a non-alcoholic beer, and it
you
was
did not like.
disgusting.
But hops are like there's pretty much no hops in those, so
Okay,
this one probably tastes different.
Terrence, the hops.
Oh, I should have brought a cup.
Juan Prieto, the hops. Be careful, you might get jumpy. Okay, yeah. So I'm interested to find out. Anyways, I like when we review odd sodas because
Yeah, but this would not be disgusting like the gyutong, cow tongue soda.
yeah, cow tongue soda was
It
the
would
worst.
probably be delightful.
We'll see. So we're gonna give it a try here. This is hops soda or hop soda, just one hop.
All right.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
And cheers to you guys.
Looks like a sparkling wine. Yeah, I can see it. It's delightful. No, you don't like it?
I mean, yeah, I can taste the hop. It's just sparkling water with a kind of a sour aftertaste.
It does have this like very perfumey aftertaste. It's not like when beer is extra hoppy. It doesn't have the bitterness at all. It just has this like perfumey. It's a little too perfumey maybe.
It's I'm gonna put it in the.
nice.
You like it?
It's fine. This is not my favorite drink, but it's not sweet at all. And
Yeah, no sweetness. It's
it does have like a little citrusy,
sourness to it.
yeah, a little bit with just I don't know. This is how I feel about non-alcoholic like gin and stuff like that. You know, you just have this.
Yeah, the non-alcoholic gins I find are more pleasant. This is
You don't find this pleasant?
it's okay. I mean, it's like I would never ask for this.
Yeah, probably me neither. But it's if there's
This is the use of this drink is that for tasting it on
live streams.
on live streams and on the internet. It's a sparkling water with a kind of like lemon water is better than this. Lime water is better. Like there's so many better options for this flavor, right? For this mix of things. I don't want to disparage the Japanese hop soda making community or the hop industry. It's worth a try. It is
nice. I like
refreshing. It's cold, it's snappy, it's bitey, but the taste is not for me. But you know, if you're in a pinch and this is what you got, it's not.
It's not gross.
It's
at
not.
all.
It's not gross. I'll put it in that it's not gross, but it's not.
I think it's nice.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, lemon sparkling water is fine, but you've had it so many times. Sometimes you want something different.
Yeah.
This feels a little, different.
Right. Okay. So, what is my rating on this one? I'm gonna be.
But this does not like somebody mentioned like going sober. Like this is not a alternative to beer or anything like that. This is an alternative to like LaCroix.
LaCroix. Yeah, this would be an interesting LaCroix flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's my ranking on this one? I'm gonna put it at like 6, just a 6, which is it's not bad. It's not amazing. 6 is me being kind. I could have went lower, but I don't feel like I have to because it's not gross. It's just not, somebody might like this. It's not for me. That's my point. Hop soda. Try it. It's okay.
I think it's delightful. I like it.
Okay. Well, you got to rank it.
I will give it 7.1.
That's high. That's a good rank.
It's a good drink.
You'd buy this again. 7 is you'd get it again.
Perhaps.
Okay.
If the mood strikes.
Right. All right. Well, Alex Shrell writes, "It doesn't suck." LOL. Yeah. That's it. That's my feelings on that one.
Nice.
Okay. Well, everybody, I'm gonna read a couple more comments. We got Terrence. "I work in my Elephant 11S 9 hours a day. It works for me. However, there's no getting around the fact that daily driving heavy weights is a way of life." I think somebody was asking a question about what it's like to wear heavyweight denim all day. Yeah, Terrence is a living heavyweight denim experience machine, I'm going to say.
And he does, he's not sitting at the desk all day. He's walking around in the warehouse and getting the action. So, yeah. It's a different experience, I think.
Terrence writes, "I've got my eyes on the new king of slubs. Got the heavyweight bug." It definitely is a way of life. You know, once I lived that life for a while. You know, once you're in that heavyweight world, you're in that world and you like it. You like the feeling of heavy duty garments. Clothes don't feel the same.
Even like going from like 14 to 12, you feel like you're just a little bit too light sometimes. If you've been wearing 14 for a long time and then just put on 12, it's just like,
or like a 10. It just feels like I'm feeling
like this is paper.
Yeah, it's like I'm wearing underwear. Like, what's going on here? Yeah, but anyways, different strokes for different folks. That's why we make a lot of different varieties of weights and fabrics and you name it, we got it. Okay, everybody, we're gonna leave it there. BD throwing out some movie recommendations: Elvira, Idle Hands, and Godzilla 1954. All great choices. Anyways, you guys pick one, enjoy it, do something nice for yourself, do something nice for others, treat yourself, have a great weekend. We will be back again right here live for you on our YouTube channel, 7 p.m. Eastern, every week to talk about raw denim, off topic, you name it, you're gonna know it. But you know how does that go? You name it, you're going to know it. But you got to stick around all the way to the end of the video. Anyways, you's going to know. Butchered it.
Completely butchered
it. You know who's going to know?
You's going to know.
Just stick around all the way to the end of the video, which you guys did. So thank you very much for everybody who did that. On your way out, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We'll be back. Love and peace, everybody. That's not just from me, but that's from the Moore as well. Juan Puedo, happy birthday. He's going to be 25. Say happy birthday to him.
Oh, yeah.
We are signing off, everybody. See you next week. All right.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.